My name is Jason, and this is my story. For 20 long years, I believed I was a good husband. I was a hard worker, but I was also a blind man. I did not see the truth. The truth was living in my own house. I am 55 years old. My whole adult life, I had one goal. My goal was to give my wife, Clara, a good life. A comfortable life. I started my own business when I was young. I thought success was enough. I worked every day. I worked on weekends. I worked on holidays. I never took a vacation. And I was successful. I made a lot of money. We had a big, beautiful house. We had 2 expensive cars. We had a membership at a fancy country club. Clara had everything she wanted. She had beautiful clothes and expensive jewelry. She never worked a day in her life, but she was still empty. Her only job was to be happy. I thought I was a good husband. I thought I was doing the right thing. I gave her a life of luxury. But I did not give her much of my time. I was always at the office. I was always tired. Our marriage became a routine, a cold, quiet routine. We lived in the same house, but we were like 2 strangers. There was no love. There was no conversation. There was just a quiet agreement. I provided the money. She spent it. I thought she was happy, or maybe I did not think about it at all. I was too busy working. I was too busy building our perfect life. But our perfect life was a perfect illusion. For 30 years I worked for my wife. I did not know she worked for another man. The truth came out on a normal Tuesday. The day felt ordinary, but it was not. It was a simple accident. I was looking at our credit card bill online. I usually did not check the details. I just paid the total amount. But this month, the bill was very high. I decided to look at the charges. I saw many charges from a fancy hotel in the city. I saw charges from expensive restaurants I never went to. I saw a charge for a very expensive men's watch. I did not buy a new watch. I was confused. Maybe there was a mistake. Maybe someone stole our card. Then I saw a name I knew. The charges were for tennis lessons at our country club. Clara started tennis lessons a few months ago. Her coach was a young man. His name was Julian. He was young enough to be our son. I did not think much of it. Clara needed a hobby. I looked at the bill again. The hotel, the restaurants, the expensive watch. A sick feeling grew in my stomach. It was a terrible thought. But I had to know. My wife had a secret lover. The truth finally stood in front of me, and I was paying for their dates. That afternoon, I left work early. I did not call Clara. I went to the country club. I went to the tennis courts, and I saw them. I saw my wife. She was not taking a lesson. She was laughing with Julian. A hand was on his arm. He leaned in and kissed her. It was not a friendly kiss. My world fell apart in that one moment. 30 years of hard work. 30 years of sacrifice. For what? For this. For the woman I gave everything to. For the woman who was using my money to buy gifts for her young lover. I did not say anything. I just turned around and walked away. They did not see me. I drove my car to a park. I sat on a bench for hours. I thought about my life, my whole life. I was a good provider, but I was not a good husband. I was absent. I gave her money, not love. But she did not look for love. She looked for excitement. She did not want a husband. She wanted a bank account. And I was her bank account. The anger was a hot fire inside me. I was not sad. I was angry. Angry at her. And angry at myself for being so blind for so long. That night, when I went home, Clara was there. She was humming a happy tune. She asked, "How was your day, dear?" Her voice was sweet, like honey. But I knew it was poison. I did not shout. I did not scream. My voice was very calm. I said, "I know about you and Julian." The color drained from her face. She was shocked, not because she was sorry, but because she was caught. She tried to lie. She said, "He is just my tennis coach. We are friends." I took out the credit card bill. I put it on the table. I pointed to the charges. The hotel, the restaurants, the watch. I said, "Oh, these friendly charges, Clara." She had nothing to say. There was no apology. There were no tears. She just looked at me with cold eyes. She was not sad that she hurt me. She was angry that her perfect life was in danger. In that moment, I saw the real her. The woman I married was a stranger. The mask finally fell away. A cold, selfish stranger. I realized I did not love her anymore. Maybe I never really did. We were just a habit, a very expensive habit. The next day I went to a lawyer. I filed for divorce. I froze all our bank accounts. I canceled all her credit cards. I told my lawyer to be fair, but firm. She would not get another dollar from me for her comfortable life. Clara was furious. She called me. She screamed at me. She said I was a cruel man. She said I was ruining her life. I just listened. When she was done, I said, "You ruined your own life, Clara. You have to work now, like I did for 30 years. I hung up the phone. Her voice no longer had power over me. A few months later, the divorce was final. I sold the big, empty house. I sold my company. I had a lot of money. But for the first time, it was my money, not our money. I did not have to provide for anyone. I was free. I looked at a map of the world. There were so many places I wanted to see, so many things I wanted to do. I worked my whole life for a woman who did not love me. Now it was time to work for myself. It was time to live for myself. I bought a plane ticket, a one-way ticket to Italy. I packed one small bag. As I sat on the plane, I did not feel sad. I did not feel angry. I felt a sense of peace, a sense of excitement. My old life was over, but my new life was just beginning, and I could not wait to see what was next. A new chapter had started. Thanks for watching. If you like this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to keep learning with me.